All right, my friends, please step to your mats. Welcome to this edition of Yogalates. We're going to start on the back today. We're going to kind of ease in. We're going to take things a little slow. Roll yourself back. We're going to start with just a little revolving cradle. Get to your back, put your feet together, have your knees right over your hips to start. And we're just going to kind of roll and pull the knees into the chest. Nice, smooth, soft rolls, pulling the knees into the chest. Keep the feet together. Squeeze, hug the knees into your chest. Squeeze your abs in. Find that rhythm with your breath. Nice and slow. We're going to do roughly 15 or so each direction. I'm not worried about the exact number. Just want you to hug those knees as firmly as you can and just slightly roll over. Bring the feet down a little bit. Circling the hips. Start nice and easy. Big breaths. I'm kind of exhaling as I hug the knees in. Inhaling as I come back around. Let's do 3 more breaths in this direction. Hug the knees, squeeze the abs as you roll. Keep the feet together and the knees about hip width. 1 more breath around. And let's switch directions. Same exact thing, opposite direction. Nice and slow. Exhale, hug the knees. Inhale as you round back down and up. You can start doing bigger circles once you find your rhythm. Really just small movements in the low back and hips. Hugging the knees as firmly as you can so your tailbone lifts up off the floor. You can let the feet drop down a little bit more and a little bit more when you feel ready. Obviously, we got the hands on the knees. We're just kind of guiding those knees around. 3 more breaths before we go to bicycle stretches. Is anybody else almost off of their mat like me? I'm wiggling off the mat. 2 more breaths. We'll be outside of the room here in a second. Last one. Okay, bicycle stretch. I'm going to just slide myself back. Left knee to the chest. Bottom right leg straight. Keep your head down to start. Reach through the bottom toes as you hug the left knee to the chest. Let's take 3 breaths on the first one, hugging that left knee as firmly as you can into your left chest shoulder area, reaching through the bottom toes, down and away from the body. 2 breaths. We're going to get the hips and knees moving. We're actively stretching the glutes and the hip flexors. Should feel a little stretch on the top of the right hip if you're really reaching through those bottom toes with the heel a little bit off the floor, and then a little stretch on the back of the hip as we hug that left knee. Let's take a big breath in and bicycle. Right knee comes up, left knee comes down. Exhale. Let's take 3 breaths on the first one, and then we're going to put them together. Active stretching. Squeeze the abs in. Reaching a little further on each exhale, hugging a little firmer. 1 more breath. All right, guys, let's put them together. Inhale, pedal. Exhale, hug and reach. Push your chest to your knee if your neck is okay with it. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, pedal. Exhale, hug and reach. Squeeze the abs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, pedal. Exhale, hug and reach. Squeeze the abs. 3, 2, 1. On your breath, pedal. And again, you can relax your head back anytime you need to. On your breath, pedal. Hugging and reaching, firmer and further. On your breath, pedal. Remember, slow, controlled, precise movements, fluid with the breath. On your breath, pedal. on your breath, pedal. We're going to do one more on each side. On your breath, pedal. Last one on your breath, pedal. Hug, squeeze, reach. 3, 2, 1. Relax your head. Bring both knees to the chest. Massage your back and spine side to side as you hug the knees. Give the abs a break, give the hips a break. We're going to do a double hip twist variation. One more breath in our cradle rock. Put your feet down flat. Have your feet and your knees directly together. I'm going to start to my right so you can get a good view of this. Stack your legs and your feet. Go to your right side. So have your right knee down, top left knee right on top comfortably. We're in a clamshell position. Put your right hand on the top of your knees to anchor them down. I have my left arm straight up, so our legs are stacked over to the right on top of each other with a comfortable bend. Put your right hand on top of your top knee to anchor them down. Left arm is up. Take a big breath in, palm forward. And on your exhale, you're going to reach behind you to the left as far as you can as you push those knees down and keep them anchored. Turn your head. Look down your left arm as you reach behind you to the left with your palm up. 3 breaths. We're getting a really good stretch on the back of the left hip into the low back as well as the left pec, the left chest muscles. Usually we start with the arm anchored. Today we're starting with the hips and legs anchored, and now we're twisting over into the hip twist from the top. 2 more breaths. Reaching, we're trying to push that left shoulder down onto the floor as flat as you can with each exhale. Make sure that right arm is really anchoring those knees down as you twist. As you twist over, that top left knee is going to want to pop up. Got to keep it anchored down. Keep reaching out. Let's give it one more big breath, just for good measure. We're going to go right to the other side. Go ahead and just bring your legs back into center. Keep them stacked. Now you're going to roll to your left and take those knees all the way over to your left. Left hand on top of the knee. Follow the same steps. Here we go. Big breath in. And on your exhale, we're going to turn our head and look down that right arm as we reach back behind you through those fingers. Make sure you're pushing that top knee down firmly with your left hand. Let's take a couple more breaths. Make sure you're getting that nice stretch. Back to the right hip all the way up into the chest as you reach out. Turn your head, look down your right arm. Look at those fingers back. Palms up. Oh, my microphone is not happy. One more breath and we're going to sit up. Okay, good. Bring your knees back to the center. Any way you can sit up or roll up is fine. If you can roll yourself up so you're seated on your bottom. And we're going to start with a sprinkler stretch. Sit up nice and tall. Have the legs perfectly straight. Bring your right leg up, keeping it straight. Use your left hand to hook to the outside of that right leg, down as low as you can grab. Bring your right arm up nice and straight. Sit up tall. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to reach behind you, looking down that right arm. So as we twist and reach back, you're going to feel your right leg wanting to pull out. You need to pull your left leg in the opposite direction as you twist to the right and look behind you. Make sure your chest is tall. Feel that big stretch. IT band, biceps femoris, that big lateral hamstring head that attaches right below the knee, kind of towards the outer thigh. Very common tight area, especially on the guys. 2 breaths. Most of the time it stems from sitting too much over years and years. Get a desk job right through here. Everything gets dense and tight. All that fascia starts solidifying. 2 breaths. One more breath. Good. Come back to the center and let your right leg come down. Let's give it a break. Take a big breath in and sit up tall. Lock the knees. Reaching, reaching, reaching on your inhale. On your exhale, go to forward spine stretch. Reach out through the arms as you dive your head down into your legs and knees. 3 breaths. Relaxing into the legs. Pushing the head, chest down between the arms as you reach out through them. And remember, relax your body as much as you can. Get all of the tonus out of your body. And then on those exhales, you're going to sink a little bit deeper past your sticking points. Make sure your toes are up to the ceiling and that your knees are fully extended. And relax more and more and more into the legs. 2 more breaths. One more breath. We're going to sprinkler with the left leg up. Peel yourself back nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. Sit up tall. Bring your left leg up for sprinkler. Hook or grab the outside of your left leg with your right hand. Keep it up as high as you can. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, you might need to keep a little bend in the knee or keep the leg a little lower. Whatever works for you. Modify as needed. Big breath in. Sit up tall. And on that exhale, twist to your left. Reach behind you as you push that left leg over in the opposite direction. 3 breaths. It's my tighter side. Take it a little bit slower. I'm not getting as far. Everybody's a little asymmetrical. 2 breaths. One more breath. We're going to stretch those hamstrings a lot more because we're not standing up, so we didn't do any of our standing stretches. Come back to the center. Take that left leg and cross it over top of your right leg, keeping that bottom right leg as straight as you can. We're going to do a cross-legged, seated forward fold. Take a big breath in, same position as our forward spine stretch. Reach up through the fingers and arms as high as you can. Let your rib cage lift. Get the arms in line with the ears, head reaching to the sky. On your exhale, forward fold, reach out through the arms, fold into the legs. You're going to get a big, big stretch on that left hamstring, the top leg. We're keeping it perfectly straight. We've elevated it a little bit, so we're isolating that left side as we fold. 3 breaths, stretching the left hamstrings. Again, relax your body as much as you can. Take the tension out. It will let you get deeper and deeper into your stretches. You'll get more flexible if you practice relaxing as you stretch. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but if you really relax your body, don't tense up, don't fight it. Relax into the legs. 1 more breath. Good. Peel yourself back. Cross that left leg that we had over top of our right leg straight. Bend the left knee and cross it over the right leg for seated hip twist. Take your right elbow to the top or outside of that left knee crossed over, or your hand if you don't have that kind of mobility. Now walk your hand, left hand behind you. Turn your head, look behind you, follow the left hand. Sit up tall. Find your sticking point. Take 3 breaths into your seated single hip twist pose. Great stretch. Back of the left hip into the lower left back. Good opportunity for an adjustment on this one. 2 breaths. Make sure you're twisting to your left. We have the left leg crossed over top of the right. Right arm is anchoring. This is our leverage point. As you twist, you're going to feel that left knee that's bent want to push against your elbow or hand. 1 more breath. Come back to your center slowly. Extend your left leg out straight. Don't cross. Stack your right leg over top of your left. For our cross-legged seated fold. Take a big breath in, sit up tall, starting position, reach higher and higher every time. And on your exhale, forward fold. Let's stretch those hamstrings on the right side. Lock that right knee. We're pressing it down on top of the bottom left leg. As we fold and reach, toes are flex towards the body and up to the ceiling. Relax your body. Fold into it. 2 breaths. I told you we're going to take it a little slower today, a little more restorative, but we're going to have a sequence about 3/4 of the way in to get some blood pumping. Take it up a notch. 2 breaths. We're just doing 2 more stretches on our butt, and then we're going to go to table pose. Peel yourself back. We have that right leg over top of the left. All you're going to do is cross the right leg now. You're going to bend the knee and pull the foot up. Hand to the outside of the right knee, or elbow is better if you have the mobility. Walk your right hand around your body. Let your head follow. Rotate through your trunk and hips. Keep walking the hand as far as you can. 3 breaths. Again, relax your body. Push that right shoulder back. Let your head follow. Push against that right knee and thigh. Get that good stretch behind the right hip into the right side of the low back. Let's give it 1 more breath. 1 more stretch. Then we're going to flip around, come to table pose. Okay, come back to your center. Put your legs out 45 degrees. Nice big V shape. Extend the knees fully. Lock them out. Keep the toes pointed to the ceiling so that we keep the calves lengthened, especially the lateral calf. Posterior tibialis, all these muscles on the lateral outside portion of the calves get really tight because we're always tight in those lateral hamstrings as well. Sit up tall. Take a big breath in. As you let that air out, we're going to creep the fingers forward, walk the fingers out, relax down between the legs without bending the knees, without letting your toes plop out. We're stretching the inner thighs, adductors, and now the medial hamstring head is 2 hamstring muscles, lateral and medial. We're going to get the one a little in the inner thigh, more in the center, as well as the adductors. Open the hips. Relax your body down. Keep inching those fingertips out more and more. We're getting a nice rounding and stretch through the back and spine. Make sure you're diving your head down between the arms as you walk the fingertips out. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Relax. Exhale. Down 1 more time. Okay, walk the fingers back nice and slow. Peel yourself up any way you can. Just spin around, get into table pose. Come to your knees in our classic table pose. Let me put my mic pack back on. I had to take it off for all those hip stretches. I mean, it's 2021. I think there's got to be some room in the budget for a wireless microphone. We might have to put in an order to the CFO. Okay. Start in table pose. Let's do a quick couple of rounds of cat and cow. Make sure your knees are under your hips, arms are under the shoulders, round the back, draw the stomach in. We're flexing the spine and hips high as you can. And on your breath, when you go to cow, lift the head high, extend the spine and hips down and back. Lift the head high, pull the shoulder blades back, but make sure you keep your arms straight. Here we go, up to cat. Draw the stomach in and up, round the shoulders, arch the back, tuck your chin to your chest, look at your belly button, push into the floor, release to cow, lift the head high. Let's do 2 more, up to cat. So I want to warm the spine up a little bit before we go to our heel presses and downward facing dog. Release to cow, lift up. Let's do it 1 more time, and then we're going to pick it up a notch. Here we go, up to cat. Squeeze, push in. Release to your last cow. Before our heel presses, modified down dog. Let's give the wrist, shoulders a quick break. Keep the knees under your hips. Don't change the angle. I'm still 90 at the knee. I'm still 90 at the hips. Reach your arms out as far as you can without changing that angle. Go as wide as you can, wider than your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Turn your head to one direction. Look to your side. Reach out through your arms as you dive your head and chest down towards your mat. Pull your shoulder blades back as you reach out through the fingers. Press your hands firmly into the floor, and you'll feel a little bonus stretch in the chest and upper back. 2 more breaths. Get your back and arms as long as you can. Nice straight line. Pull the shoulders back. Press the hands firmly into the floor. Keep pushing your head, chest down deeper if you don't have your head all the way to your mat. 1 more breath. Okay, drag the hands back, come into table pose. We're going to go to downward facing dog and do heel presses. Step the feet back 1 at a time, about hip width or a hair closer. Dive your head down, find a position that feels the best for you. Wherever you feel the strongest, we're not going to kill your arms. Press 1 heel towards the floor as you bend the opposite knee. And then we're just going to twist the hips in with our bent knee as you push your head and chest down towards your bent knee. Our heel presses, we're focusing on stretching posterior chain, Achilles tendon behind the ankle, soleus, which runs into the calves, of course the calves, and our hamstring attachments right behind the knee, below the knee. Don't worry about following me exactly. Move with your breath. It's your stretch, your rhythm. I'm inhaling as I twist, exhaling as I press, holding it for about 3 to 5 seconds before I go to the other side. 3 more breaths, pressing the heel firmer, diving the head down deeper as I go through them. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Flatten your back out. Let your knees come down softly. Push back into child's pose. Recover. Feet together, knees wider works a bit better, about hip width. Whatever position lets you get down deep. Just relax. 3 long belly breaths, restoring. Take the energy back down. Let's give the shoulders a little break. 2 breaths. Get lots of air in, not engaging any muscle. Make sure you are keeping your hips back as deep onto your feet as you can. Tops of your feet are nice and flat. We're stretching the top of the feet and ankles now, low back. 1 more breath. We're going to go through bird dogs. Let's wake up the core. Let's get the hips, knees, and the shoulder girdle moving. So remember, same table position, table pose. Knees 90 under the hips. Hips 90 with the trunk. Head down. Look at your mat. Take a big breath in. Extend your left arm and right leg in a nice high line as far up and out as you can. 3 breaths. Draw the abs tight. Get as long as you can through your left arm and your right leg, the abs tight. As you raise your arm up, don't lift your chest. Keep your head down, look at your mat. One more breath. Inhale, come down to table pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the right arm, left leg up as high as you can, a nice straight line without lifting your head and chest. 3 breaths. Draw the abs tight, squeeze your glutes as you lift the leg. One more breath. Inhale down. Exhale up to the opposite side. Reach high as you can. Hold abs tight. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale up to the opposite side. Reach high as you can. Abs in tight. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale up. Keep them going. Reaching higher each time. 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale up. Remember, fluid, controlled, precise movements. One more each side. Inhale down. Exhale up. Reach. 3, 2, 1 more time. Inhale down. Last bird dog. Reach. 3, 2, 1. Come to your center. Back to table pose. Put your right hand forward, knees under the hips. Thread the needle through with the left hand. Palm up, thread your arm across underneath the chest as far as you can. Keep your right arm out straight in front of you with the palm down. Push your chest down as deep as you can. Make sure you feel stable in the legs. Once you push your chest down as deep as you can, you're going to turn your head and look over your left shoulder. So we're reaching across under the chest to the right with the left arm. That palm is up. And then we're twisting and looking over the left shoulder. Right arm is straight out in front of you as far as you can without moving the hips forward with the palm down on that right hand. 2, get a really nice stretch behind your left shoulder blade into the mid upper back. Keep pushing your body weight down onto your left arm and then twisting and looking over the left shoulder for 1 more breath. Good. Unthread the left arm. Go right to the other side. Put your left arm out in front of you as far as you can without changing the angle of your hips and knees. Thread the right arm through. Follow the same steps, guys. Push your chest down. Starting to feel that stretch behind the shoulder blade. Now twist and look over your right shoulder as you keep pushing your chest down into the mat. 3 breaths. This will be our final stretch. We're getting to that time. We're going to do our final cool down after this in frog pose. Two more breaths. My microphone is dying. That's good timing. 1 more breath, then you thread the needle. Okay, uncross your right arm, come to table pose. Put your toes together and put your knees out as wide as you can. If you're on a hard floor and it's not comfortable for you to put your knees off of your mat, don't make yourself uncomfortable, but I want you to try to put your knees out as wide as you can with your toes together, frog pose. We're gonna push your butt and hips back as close to your feet as you can. Once you've gotten as deep as you can back, then you're gonna lower yourself down towards your mat slowly to build that stretch a bit more. Find a position that works for you. We're stretching the inner thighs again. Open those hips up. Keep pushing your butt back. Maybe you're not able to fold down. You can just push back like this and then maybe come to your elbows. 3 breaths. Keep relaxing deeper and close your eyes. We're focusing on our breath. Long, deep belly breaths. All the way in. all the way out. Try to sink down into your mat. If you want to bring your chest down all the way to the mat, you don't need to push your butt all the way back. You can be more like this. Have the butt up, keep the toes together and the knees wide. Find a position that works for you. Just take a couple more nice deep belly breaths, whatever position you're in. One more breath. Sit yourself up slowly. Bring yourself into a cross-legged position where you're sitting on your butt and you're in a nice, comfortable cross-legged position. Ooh, it's definitely warming up outside. I'm sweating in here. We're going to gently stretch the neck and then we'll wrap things up. Let's take the right hand to the floor next to your side, and I want you to think about dropping that right shoulder or anchoring that right shoulder down. So we're pushing the shoulder down, right shoulder towards the floor. We're going to take our left hand to the right side of the head. You're going to very gently and carefully, please be very cautious when we do neck stretches. You're going to gently pull your head towards your left hip. So we're pulling the head towards the left hip as we pull the right shoulder down towards the floor. 3 breaths. Remember, nothing past an 8 of discomfort, never pain, mild to moderate discomfort. We're just stretching those neck erectors, the right side, the upper trap on the right side. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Don't push your chest down, only the head. One more breath. Come up to the center, sit up tall, drop your left hand to your mat. Grab the left side of your head with your right hand, pull the shoulder down, and just gently take it slow. Getting a good counter stretch here. As you pull that shoulder down, you can feel the stretch right away. And then we're just gently pulling to the right hip. 2 breaths. One more breath. We're going to finish with some shoulder rolls. Okay, come to the center. Sit up as tall as you can. Head nice and tall. Roll the shoulders up to the ears. Pull the elbows back and squeeze the shoulder blades down and back with the elbows. Keep your chest tall. Pull the elbows back. Roll forward and up. Shrug to the ears. Pull the elbows back and squeeze the shoulder blades back and down with the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3 more. Squeeze the elbows down and back. 2. 1 more time. Big shrug up. Okay. That is where we will finish today, guys. Changing it up. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you feel better. Most importantly, let me grab my phone so I can get that music down. Pause our recording. While it's on my mind, we will not be doing a live class next Friday.